I think our friends from law enforcement are entitled to watch a game once in a while, just as long as they protect that wall. Number 4, 10 Sleep versus number 2, St. Stephen's. First quarter. St. Stephen's wearing the white. Already up 4-3. Jay Brown gets a friendly bounce on the putback try, and that'll drop in for 2, and it doubles up the score at 6-3. And then he was just waiting on defense for the flies to come in because he had the fly swatter. He had quite a game, but he didn't do all the scoring. In fact, Brown was spreading the love. Here he dishes an assist to Brandon Makeshine, who will score the layup. The Eagles were out to a good start, up 8-3. Then their big man would get into the act. Lorenzo Roman, he's 6 feet 6 inches, and he's good at getting the offensive rebounds and scoring on putbacks. It's 10-3 for St. Stephen's. Later, it's Brown again. He's averaging 35 points a game despite missing 2 weeks with a concussion. He looks all right here. Hoop and the hack. Eagles up 12-4. It took 10 Sleep a little while to get anything going. Frisco Erdahl finally does by canning the 18-foot jumper. The Pioneers are still being doubled up on the scoreboard, down 12-6. The opposition did have a lot more players on their side of things. Darnell Monroe lights up this shot for 3, and let there be light. It was his only points of the game, but his team now leads 15-6. Birds of a feather flock together, and the Eagles had plenty of those. This is Nick Quiver banking one off the glass for 2. He contributed 4 points to the cause. The score now reads 17-6. 10 Sleep needed some points, and sometimes they had to scrap for them. Skylar Stevenson gets the bounce off the glass for this bucket. That was his only contribution. Pioneers down 17-9. The boys in blue would slowly get closer. Logan Birmingham gets a swish on his try for 2. He carried most of the workload for his team in this game. 10 Sleep was only down 17-11 after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, the Pioneers would keep it close for a while, thanks to Birmingham and shots like this one. 28 points to lead his team. They're still down by 8, 21-13. But they clearly had the height disadvantage against their opponents. Roman didn't have much trouble scoring inside, and he's just a junior. 26 points for him is pretty good. Birmingham was a one-man show for 10 Sleep. He'll power his way through for another bucket, and his team was only down 27-21, but that was the closest that they would get. The Eagles had Brown, and no one was going to stop him. Here's a nice 15-foot jumper, and lead is back up to double digits at 36-23. Okay, he didn't have perfect shooting, but he found ways to make up for it, like cleaning up his own misses. We told you what his average was. Let's just say he beat the average. The boys in blue were doing everything they could, but sometimes it wasn't enough. Scott Erdahl has his first shot blocked, but he'll score on the second chance. 17 points for him, but his team still trails 38-25. This game was part of the Fremont County shootout in Ethity, and Makeshine will give new meaning to that. He swishes the 3 ball from the corner, only scored 5, but St. Stephen's wins to the locker room, up 45-27. Third quarter, 10 Sleep kept trying. Here's a 3 from Frisco Erdahl. No one was guarding him, so he took the shot. He got 11 points for his efforts, but his team's still down 47-30. The Eagles were moving things around, and eventually they get to the heart of the matter. Roman will get the hoop and bump and a chance for one more, although he couldn't convert. It's now 49-30. But they weren't letting up on their attack plan either. Brown with some nice hand movement, and he'll make this basket look pretty. St. Stephen's was cruising up by 21. Although these teams are part of the 1A Northwest, 10 Sleep was thankful that this was a non-conference game. Birmingham will breeze right through the D for a lay-in. It's now 51-32. Now sometimes the ball would bounce their way. Tony Villareal's in the corner, and he'll get it. 7 points for him, but he was more worried about getting back on defense. Brown hits the brakes and lets 2 defenders go right by him. How about 40 points for the St. Stephen's senior? We're not even halfway through the season. 53-37 Eagles. Let's see if we can get someone new in here. How about Billy Yarax? The Pioneers are trying to make the score respectable. Still down by 12, however. As long as they kept trying to stay in the game, Brown kept trying to knock the opposition out of it. No one was in his way on this trip to the basket. St. Stephen's was up 67-51 going into the last 8 minutes. Fourth quarter, 10 Sleep would make one last charge. Birmingham is open on the wing and give him 3 more. That would help get the Pioneers to within 10. Scores at 71-61. But as long as Brown was still on the floor, either scoring or dishing out assists, the comeback wasn't going to happen. Quiver gets a kiss off the glass to add on. Eagles up 73-61. Let's get one more highlight in here from Brown. He thought about driving, then he decided to settle for 3 instead. He put up 48 the next night against Wyoming Indian. But St. Stephen's were going to win this game comfortably, 86-72.